and Nyara is finding out. So I thought that that was quite hilarious. Mac and cheese? No. Wrong. Wrong. Completely wrong. No. Trans people do exist. And yes, to a degree that yes, to a degree, they do suffer from a mental illness, body dysmorphia, that for, depending upon the individual, may result in the best course of action being that they transition. To say that they don't exist, no. No, absolutely disagree. 100% disagree with that. I fully support transgender people. Like the non-activists, we want to destroy children. Trans people, the ones that do not want to be an activist, the ones that do not want to destroy children, the ones that want to just basically live normal, quiet lives and be treated like just normal people and not special. I 100% back them up. Absolutely back them up. 100%. To say that they don't exist, no. You're wrong. You are factually wrong on that respect. And unfortunately, I'm afraid that you may, like, this is what I talk about so very often, is the activists, the SJRs and the activists, no, they don't. They don't out in our moon. But I know why, I know why, oh God, I'm blocking my camera. I know why you would think that the activists outnumber the non-activists. I understand why you would say that. Because the activists are so fucking loud, they overshadow those that are not. If you were to ratio it, I would say it is probably, spitballing a guess, you're probably looking at a 10 or 20 to 1 ratio of like just normal trans people who are not activists, who want to live quiet lives and just be treated like a normal person and not anything special, versus the activists screaming on Twitter, the ones screaming at council meetings, etc., etc. The problem is the activists are so fucking loud because they have social media megaphones, and they actually have the ear of like politicians that will push their agenda for whatever fucking insane reason. Because of that, the very few seems like the majority. And that's the problem. Is it's why I've said, like, the regular trans community who wants nothing to do with these activists that are like 1 or 2% of their entire group, they need to start gatekeeping. They need to start gatekeeping these activists from them. Like, trans people need to come out and publicly say, be clear, I support them making their own life choice and living their own life. I don't believe that trans. Okay, so I get what you say. I do. No, you didn't offend. I'm very okay. I'm running hot today, in case you haven't noticed. Don't worry, you didn't offend me. I get what you're saying. I do. But you're making the argument. We've talked about this before. You're making the argument that we've discussed before, which is that a trend. We'll go with women as the default when we're doing this discussion. There's the argument that a trans woman is not a biological woman, and that thought process is correct. Is with trans individuals, regardless of any medical procedures that they undertake when transitioning, yes, the reality is that a trans woman will never have the same biology as a biological woman. Yes, that is true. And I'm going to tell you something, that is a weight that trans women carry for the rest of their lives. No one is more painfully aware of this fact than a trans woman herself. It is something that she has to carry with her. It is part of the dysphoria And it's one of the reasons why trans women undergo therapy is because to basically learn to live with this, to live with, basically having been born male, identifying as female through transmorphia, transitioning and, going through hormones or surgery or whatever, but still understanding that, yes, from a core biological standpoint, they are indeed still male and not female. And that is a weight that they carry with them the rest of their lives. It's something they come to they hate about themselves. Hate's a strong word. It's a cross that they bear, but no one understands that reality more than a trans woman. Okay? A trans woman understands that reality better than anyone else. And for the non-activist, non-psychotic trans people, they acknowledge this. They understand it. It's something they have to contend with. It's what they undergo therapy for. But they know this. That's why I say that the trans people that are normal trans people that just want to live normal lives and not be treated special, they are aware of this. And it's why they don't push this insanely radical ideology that the activists do. And that therein lies the difference. They claim that there are more trans individuals there. Well, yes, they would claim that because it tries to give them an air of heightened legitimacy. A lot of people are influenced by the activist report. Yes, and the activists is why we are seeing such a divide. The activists are legitimately ruining the lives of actual trans people. Without question, the SJRs are ruining the lives of actual trans people. They are making their lives a living hell because the average person won't understand the distinction. The average person would not either doesn't understand the distinction or refuses to understand the distinction of the activist who is not actually trans and is just an activist, or the people that have basically taken kink to a criminal level, that basically get off on dressing like a woman in public. That's a kink that's taken to the extreme level. And an actual trans person who has gender dysphoria, has gone through therapy, has gone through medication, surgery, what have you, and just wants to live a normal life as a man or woman, as the case may be, and not be treated as special, but to just be treated like a normal person. The activists have basically destroyed the chances of normal trans people to live that normal life, because they have essentially poisoned the well. And so now so much of the public is thinking, oh, if you're trans, you either want to destroy children or you're a psychopath that wants to kill people. That's what these activists have done. For God's sake, how often have we been hearing lately about mass shootings that have occurred where the shooter is trans, and people are instantly jumping on the bandwagon of all trans people are evil, they should all be destroyed. This is because of the activists. This is because the people that are the people that have committed these horrific crimes are basically not actually trans, or they've been destroyed in their childhood by insane people that basically started them in transitioning when they were fucking children, and screwed up their heads and screwed up their biology. Again, we're talking about the activists. We're talking about these fucking psychopaths that are not actually trans. I will defend and I will back normal trans people every day, all day. The people that are just, they're people that happen to be transgender. And that's it. I will back them up every step of the way. I am behind them every fucking step of the way. The fucking psychopathic SJRs that are reading and screaming for something that about something that they have no clue, or something that they're not, or wanting to basically do self-fulfilling prophecies with children. These other people that are basically taking the kink of sexual arousal by dressing up as women and taking it in public instead of keeping it within this, instead of maybe keeping it in the space of play and actually just trying to do it for real. Yeah, I'll go up against them any fucking day of the week. Any fucking day of the week. The people that, the people that dress up like a woman or a man or whatever to get into the opposite gender's bedroom for sexual gratification. Yeah, I'll go after them any fucking day of the week. Absolutely. Absolutely. The freak shows, the psychopaths, the SJRs, hell yes, I'll go after them any day of the fucking week. Game fucking on. The actual transgender people that have nothing to do with that and just want to live normal lives, be treated like normal people, and are not asking for special favors or special treatment, and they just want to be normal, I will defend them with every fucking thing I've got. Everything I've got, I will defend them. Because they are the ones that are being harmed by all of this. 100%, they are the ones being harmed by all of this. And so many people are refusing to acknowledge this. It's basically the temperature has been turned up so high on this that there is a refusal to even consider that that the majority of people in the trans community that are not these activists are being irrevocably harmed by what the activists are doing. I've known trans people. One of my coworkers in my last job was trans. Great guy. I work with him all the, every day. He was a great guy. We worked well together. He knew his stuff. I had nothing but good things to say about him. I have people in my family that are trans. I actually have someone in my family that is trans. I have other friends that are trans. And they don't want to be treated special. They just want to be treated normal. That's it. They just want to be treated like a normal person. That's it. So it's yeah. I'm gonna back them up I'll back them up every day, all day. Absolutely, I will. Because normal trans people, yes, are well-adjusted. They're nice people. They don't want to be special. They just want to be normal. And they do carry the weight that they'll never be able to be 100% what they know in their heart they should be. They carry that weight, and they will carry that weight to the day they die. That is what a real trans person is like. Not the activists. And I'm repeating myself, so I should stop because I'm going around and around circles right now. That's what I have to say in regards to with trans individuals. People can't agree on would forcing people to acknowledge the trans person identity be harmful, or should people just go about acknowledging however each individual sees it, maintain free thought and speech? So, in terms of acknowledging a trans person's identity, I think it should be very simple. If you as a bystander, like it's a two-way street here. Okay, this is a two-way street. If a person accidentally misgenders a trans person, not maliciously, but just accidentally does it, and the trans person just very politely goes, actually, it's this, and the other person goes, oh, I'm sorry, and continues on their day, that's how it should be. Now, there are too many fucking people. There are too many fucking people out there that will refuse to acknowledge a trans person's identity. And the only advice I can offer on that one for a trans person is basically just, if someone refuses to acknowledge your identity, fuck up. Don't get into a tizzy. Don't start demanding that they have to address you as such. No, Don't do that. Because it's not really going, it's not going to help you any. Well, and that's where I'm going. That's exactly where I'm going with it, is you can't force it. If someone, if someone, yeah, we'll just use this example of an average citizen encounters a trans woman. Okay, we'll use that example. An average citizen says, "Hello, sir." Trans person goes, "Actually, it's ma'am," but does it in a polite way, not like a snarky way, not an aggressive way, but just goes, "It's ma'am, actually." And average citizen just goes, no, you're a man," and just refuses to acknowledge the trans person's pronouns. Then the trans person can just go, "Have a good day," and walk away. Don't get up in arms about it. Don't go on the attack. It's just leave it be. Just walk away. Because you are going to get those people. You're not going to be able to change their minds ever. It is what it is. Let it go. It is not worth the energy getting pissed off, yelling at them, demanding that they use your pronouns. It's not worth the energy because you're not going to change their minds. Just go, whatever, and walk away. Because realistically, there will be plenty of people that will acknowledge a trans person's pronouns. And if they get it wrong and they're politely corrected, they will go, "Oh, apologies," and continue on with the conversation using the correction. The people that refuse, fuck them. Just whatever and walk away. That's it. Don't bother getting upset about it because it is a literal waste of energy. You know who you are. You know what you are in terms of your gender identity. You know. You don't need a stranger's permission to know who and what you are. You don't need their permission. You don't need them to affirm you. It is more important that you feel comfortable with yourself than to have an exterior person give you some affirmation that is superfluous in nature. And exactly. And that's why I'm saying don't try and force them to. Request that they do. There's nothing, removing a freedom of speech by requesting, like, actually it's ma'am instead of sir. There's nothing wrong with requesting. If that's not freedom of speech, if the person refuses to, have a nice day and walk away. They can continue to basically, say whatever they want to say. You're not infringed upon their freedom of speech, but you also don't have to engage with that person. It's as simple as that. Now, things can get a little bit sticky if we get into like a workplace scenario, but I'm not even going to delve into that because that is just an HR fucking nightmare that I don't even want to think about. So, yeah, it's just the bottom line is if you are trans, someone misgenders you, just simply say very politely, "It's actually this." And 9 times out of 10, the person will actually go, "Oh, apologies," and continue on. That's it. See, herein lies the big problem that we have lately is we as a society are losing our civility. We are unfortunately losing our civility when it comes to so many things these days. And that, we're losing our civility and we're losing our kindness. And I've been feeling that a lot lately. I have been feeling that lately, that we have been losing our kindness. And I think that can be directly attributed to a lot of issues that we've been having as of late. It's all about who can win. It's all about scoring that win. It's all about sticking it to the enemy group. And it's ceased to be about, like, I may disagree with you, but you're a human being and I want you to have a happy and healthy life. We've lost that. Yeah, it's there is the performative kindness, absolutely, but that's not actual kindness. Um, it's honestly like really sad. Uh, yeah, there's always one winner. There's never a win-win scenario. But it's just like it's all about getting the win. Everything now is about scoring that fucking win. It's about it's why people will never back down, even when they're presented with evidence to the contrary, because they have to score that win. They can never be wrong. And you see this especially in like a social media space. Yes, compromise should be a norm. Absolutely, it should. But we don't see it for one very particular reason. And especially because we see this primarily in the social media space, and we see it in the public sphere. We see people that will refuse to back down, that they have to get that win, they have to get that own. You know why? Because if someone backs down, if someone admits they're wrong, in their twisted minds, they basically think they basically think if they indicate that they're wrong, if they admit that they're wrong, then they're terrified that people that look to them as being bastions of knowledge and harbingers of truth, that if they're wrong, then all of those followers will go, they were wrong about something. Well, what else are they wrong about? Well, we can never trust what they say again. Oh, and they'll turn on them. That's what they're afraid of. They don't see admitting if they're incorrect about something as being as a smart person. Because, like, if you admit that you're wrong about something, you're indicating that you are an intelligent person to recognize I'm wrong, the facts I have are incorrect, and I should actually look at the legitimate facts and learn from them. Instead of going, no, I'm never wrong, you're wrong. So it's this is where, like, if people can literally just start admitting that they're wrong about something, that is like step one. Like, I admit that I'm wrong all the fucking time. If I'm wrong about something, I'll admit it right away. If I am presented with evidence that disproves something that I'm saying, I will immediately admit I'm wrong. Okay, I'm wrong about that. Like, legitimately, I don't get how fucking hard that is to do. I do not understand why it is so fucking hard for people to be presented with facts that are completely contradictory to what they've been saying and not go, oh, I guess I'm wrong. Okay. Like, seriously, how fucking hard is that? I do it all the goddamn time. Yeah, you guys do it too. You guys in chat, if you guys say something, either I say something or someone else in chat says something that is contradictory, factually contradictory, you guys go, oh, I was wrong. Like, I legitimately don't understand why it is so fucking hard to do this. And it's because, like I was saying, they're terrified, especially like big content creators or politicians or something like that. If they admit that they're wrong, they're terrified that their followers will immediately turn on them. They don't want to be perfect. They need to be perfect. They are desperate to be perfect because if they show their followers that they're not perfect, their followers will devour them. Which is what would happen. Because especially with the SJRs, if you are on the side of the SJRs, the minute you show that you're not perfect, they will destroy you in a heartbeat. And they will eat you to try and gain some form of power. That's how it works on the SJR side. On the other side, I don't know why they can never admit that they're wrong. That I don't know. I'm not, you know. But that's basically what it is. Yes, like Hassan, like I've been avoiding using him as the example, but he is the prime example of the person that is terrified to be wrong. Hassan is the prime example in the social media space of the person who is terrified to be wrong because if he admits that he's wrong, he's terrified that every single one of his people will destroy him and devour him. And yes, but as sharers and social justice retards, who do you think coined the expression? That would be me. I'm the one that actually coined that expression. I'm so glad it's catching on. Because we've seen if a politician can't provide an image of being perfect, a whole election pendulum swings. And that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. Because and it's part of the issue that we have going on is there is this insanely stupid idea that perfection must be achieved in order for you to be viewed as someone of knowledge, of someone of importance. That if you are not perfect, you cannot possibly have that status of being someone who maybe is smart, who maybe should, it should be someone that is in charge or has like power in local government or in, in a business or something. I have no idea why or how this erroneousness of perfection is like came to be, but this is part of what is destroying society is this intrinsic need to achieve or present perfection. And it's fucking stupid. It's absolutely fucking stupid. The craziest thing is when it comes to human beings, our imperfections is what makes us amazing. It's not perfection that makes human beings amazing. It's our imperfections that make us amazing and beautiful. It's our imperfections and the ability to learn from our imperfections is what makes humans the top of the fucking food chain. Because if humans did not have imperfections and imperfections that they could learn from, humans would not be at the top of the food chain. Humans would have gone extinct a long time ago. It's because we are not perfect. It's because we can learn from our flaws and improve upon that we are at the top of the food chain. It's why we're the ones that know. It's why if dinosaurs ever did come back a la Jurassic Park, they would get wiped out for a second time in about 2.5 seconds flat. Because mankind number one, baby. We got the guns, the animals don't. Again, and we learned how to do this through our failures, through our imperfections, and we figured out how to make ourselves better. I'm not saying let imperfections rule everything, but acknowledge that we are imperfect, that we make mistakes, and we can improve from those mistakes. It's honestly that simple. It's not going to fix everything. I'm not going to pretend like this is like thinking this way would fix everything, but it would be a start. It'd be a start to more harmony. And yes, boneless wings are not nuggies. Boneless wings have a different cut of meat than the nuggies. I will die on this fucking hill. They are a different cut of meat.